In the ancient days, beyond the hills, wrapped in mist, and beyond the rivers that sang through the forests, there existed a powerful kingdom known as Umuaku. Umuaku was once a land flowing with abundance. Its farms were green, its rivers never dried, its people danced during harvest seasons, and children laughed freely in the moonlight. But everything changed when greed entered the hearts of men. The wealthy began oppressing the poor. Widows were stripped of their lands. Hungry children wandered the streets while rich men stored barns full of food. Then came the greatest evil of all. In secret, innocent people were buried alive as sacrifices for wealth and power. The cries of the helpless rose into the skies, and slowly the land became cursed. Rain stopped falling. The streets turned black. Women suffered miscarriages. Newborn babies died mysteriously. Fear covered Umuaku like darkness before a storm. At the center of the village sat King Ezora, a powerful ruler feared by neighboring kingdoms. But behind his golden crown was a man broken. The king had married 10 wives, yet none could give him a living son. Pregnancies ended in miscarriages. Babies were born dead. The palace became a house of mourning. Every year, hope disappeared a little more from the king's eyes, until one terrible night, the sky roared with thunder. Rain crashed against the palace walls. Inside the royal chambers, the youngest queen, Queen Adugu, screamed in labor, while the royal midwives trembled with fear. Hours passed. Then, suddenly, silence. The baby had been born, but he did not cry. The room froze in fear. The midwives exchanged terrific looks. Another dead child. Another heartbreak. Queen Adugo burst into tears. Outside, King Exora fell on his knees. But at that exact moment, lightning struck the giant tree behind the palace. Boom! And the child suddenly cried. A loud cry, a powerful cry. One that echoed through the entire kingdom. The palace shook, the wind roared violently, and the old dibia in Umuaku lifted his staff and declared, "This child carries destiny upon his head. He shall either save this kingdom or die because of it." The child was named Uchenna, meaning the will of the Father. From childhood, Uchenna was different. Unlike the sons of noblemen, he was kind. He sat with poor villagers. He shared meals with hungry children. He questioned the cruel traditions of the elders. And as he grew older, the people began to love him deeply. But not everyone was happy. The wicked elders feared him because they knew one thing: a man who loves truth is dangerous to evil. One night, many years later, the oldest dibia arrived at the palace, trembling with fear. His body shook violently. His eyes were filled with terror. "The land is dying," he warned. "The spirits of the innocent souls buried alive now cry for vengeance." The king rose from his throne. What must be done? The dibia swallowed hard before speaking. There is only one way to save Umuaku. Silence filled the palace. The sacred leaf of Nduru must be brought from the land of no return. Fear instantly covered the room. Everyone knew the stories. The land of no return was a cursed place beyond the evil forest of Ajali. No man who entered had ever returned alive. King Ezora shook his head immediately. "No!" His voice echoed through the palace. "I will not sacrifice another life." But before anyone could speak, Uchenna stepped forward. "I will go." The king turned sharply. "No! You are my only son." "My king," Uchenna said calmly, "what is the value of my life if the entire kingdom continues to suffer?" "You are all I have left," the king shouted. Tears filled his eyes. The palace became silent. Then Uchenna slowly knelt before his father. "If sacrifice can save our people, then let me be the sacrifice." The king looked at his son for a long moment, and For the first time in many years, King Exora wept openly before his people. That night, before dawn arrived, the king led Uchenna into a hidden chamber beneath the palace, an ancient shrine lit by fire. There he taught his son's sacred words passed down through generations. A forbidden recitation set to break curses placed upon wandering spirits. Use these words only when your heart is pure, the king warned. For the spirits do not listen to the tongue, they listen to the soul. At sunrise, Uchenna stood at the gate of Umuaku, armed with only a spear, a leather bag, and the hopes of an entire kingdom. The villagers watched in silence. Some prayed for him, others cried, others believed they would never see him again. Without fear, Uchenna turned toward the dark forest and began the journey that would change Umuaku forever. But deep inside the forest, something was already waiting for him.